We are living in a time of mass delusion, mass ignorance, where we are seeing mass gaslighting happening. We're seeing people tell us that a man is a woman and a woman is a man. We're being told that it's okay to commit infanticide as long as it is good for you, for your happiness. If you have a baby, no problem, you can abort the baby. Your parents, when they reach an old age, no problem, just stick them in an old people's home and carry on enjoying your life. Whilst there are those that will present Islam as something that is against British values and against society, I tell you, the more you look into Islam, the more you realize that it is coherent, it is complementary to the British man, to the Englishman, and if you go further, it improves the current law that we have and the current system that we have. It will improve your life, it will improve the society that we are in. What does Islam tell us with regards to the things that I've said? Islam tells us no to alcohol. Alcohol is a $1.5 trillion industry. Of course, there will be those that will tell you Islam is evil. Why? Because Islam is going against a very important and integral industry. We all saw what happened in the Qatar World Cup. Budweiser tried to put their adverts there in a Muslim majority country of Qatar. However, we saw that the Muslims fought back and they relegated the alcohol zones. And when you look at the football fans that were there, it improved their demeanor, it improved their experience. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Alcohol, once you remove it from your life, and don't even take it from a Muslim, take it from a non-Muslim. These fitness gurus will tell you to improve your life, don't drink alcohol. It's bad for your liver. It's bad for your focus. It's bad for your relationship with other people. It's bad for your happiness. Next, we look at gambling, a $1 trillion industry. Again, Islam comes, and again Islam says it's forbidden. And if you look, at least half of the women, I think there was a statistic similar, about 30 to 50% of the population here in the UK are addicted to gambling. You will see streamers, you will see YouTubers promoting gambling. Islam comes along and says, gambling is forbidden, don't do it. Of course, these people will speak against Islam because Islam is taking away $1 trillion from you. And then when we look at the sex industry, then if we look at these other industries, about $500 billion industries, again Islam categorically says, no, you cannot sell yourself for somebody else. In fact, if you want to have a relationship with somebody else, you must give rights to that person. You cannot commit adultery. Here in this country, we are told, in this country that, nice to meet you, in this country we're told that you will get fined for being in a bike lane, but you can go and commit adultery and ruin someone's family. There's a punishment for cycling in the bus lane, but for you ruining a family, committing adultery, it's normal. In fact, it's glorified. Yeah, the word prostitute has been given a civilized title of a sex worker. You are part of the working class. It's okay, no problem. Suicide, something which should not be encouraged. However, when you go to the civilized country of Switzerland, they have suicide capsules there that you pay them. You have to pay them to end your life. This is the civilized countries. In Germany, the swimming pools, women are now expected to, in fact, they're allowed to walk topless. Yeah, there are children that are going in those swimming pools. However, because of this whole LGBTQ issue, This is the problem. Yeah, now there's no difference between a man and a woman. So you've got people walking around with their bits and bobs dangling out in front of your little kids. And you're supposed to be okay with it. Why? Because again, there is a gaslighting being done with regards to what is reality and what is falsehood, ladies and gentlemen. And that is where Islam comes into the picture. Islam is here to provide solutions. Islam is not the enemy. Indeed, if you look, for example, Jack Shaheen, he did a study of, I think within about 100 years, he looked at the movies and how they depicted Arabs. And he concluded only a handful showed Arabs in a positive light. MCB looked at the news articles here in this country, yeah, within, I think, 2018 to 2019, and they concluded 60% of the articles are skewed and make Muslims look bad. So I'm not surprised when people come and they have questions about Islam and they have misconceptions about Islam, and that is why we are here to answer your misconceptions about Islam, yeah, to help bridge the gap between Muslims and non-Muslims, yeah, to bridge this gap between the people that have been here contributing to British society. For example, in British society, you look at Thomas Aquinas. Thomas Aquinas was heavily influenced, Thomas Aquinas was influenced by John Locke. And John Locke was influenced by a Muslim, Ibn Tufayl. Thomas Jefferson had his own copy of the Quran. In the 13th century, one of the coins that were in circulation here in this country, yeah, I think it was in the 15th century. You're right, 15th century. Yeah, the 15th century, there was a coin that had the Islamic declaration. You might be thinking, Sharia in this country in the 15th century? No. In the 15th century, because the Muslims had progressed in terms of the economy. The people in England wanted to do trade with the Muslims, so they copied their coin. And because they copied the coin, this was to do trade with the Muslims. Even if you look at Elizabeth I, she was doing trade and had agreements with the Muslim countries. It's not that the Muslims have suddenly turned up and we are suddenly the bad guys.
No, you're not.
Rather, the Muslims have come and they have contributed positively to the UK, and we continue to do so. My friend over here goes by the name of Big Nose. He is familiar to Speaker's Corner. That's why I wanted to finish what I'm saying. If there are, because the gentleman is here, usually, if there is somebody that's not here, usually they have a question, feel free to raise your hand. And then I will engage you. I will engage you. Is there anybody, just before, because they're guests, you're not a guest, is there any questions pertaining Islam before I entertain? It's your name, isn't it? I'm not calling you
the Big Nose of London.
He's calling himself the Big Nose of London. Yeah, it's not a slur that I'm giving upon him.
No, not at all.
Are there any questions? Feel free to just shout it out if you're a bit embarrassed.
Thank you very much. Indeed. Oh, you have, that gentleman.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask, what is, if somebody says they are, about gender I'm talking,
yes.
If somebody says they have changed their gender,
yes.
transgender or agender or fluid gender, what does Islam say to that person?
The thing is, even if you look at LGBTQ, there is an inherent contradiction within LGBTQ. Yeah, whilst one of the letters in LGBTQ plus says that gender is fluid, but the B in LGBT is bisexual, which has to accept that there are two genders, yeah, male and female. So it's the same in Islam as well, that somebody can come and they can say I'm a pogo stick or I'm a penguin. That doesn't make it so. So if somebody comes like myself and I say I'm a woman, Islam doesn't entertain that. There has to be evidence. Yeah, there has to be points, and if they are born more with the genitalia of one gender, then alhamdulillah, no problem. then they will be considered that gender on which they have more of the genitalia for and the physique for. Yeah, but that's the thing. There's no one that's going to be exact 50-50. So they're always going to be more on one side than the other side, scientifically. So when they're more on one side, then Islamically we say you're more on one side. It doesn't now mean that you can start going to the, if you're a man who thinks he's a woman, you can start turning up to the female changing rooms and letting loose over there. That's not something that we agree with. Thank you, good questions. Any other questions? Of course, of course.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
I hear you. Just the last bit. Can a transgender person become a Muslim?
Of course. Whether you are somebody that does sins or whatnot, Islam is not a religion that invites only the perfect people, the people that are already on the path. Islam is open for everybody. You come, you benefit from Islam, and Islam will improve your life. Islam gives you the map, yeah? And then it's up to you how you follow that map, to what strength you follow that map, what passion you follow that map. That's up to you. For some people, they will follow it weakly and slowly. For some people, they'll be very fervent, yeah, and they'll be very motivated. So Islam doesn't close the doors. This is indeed a misconception that people have, that, oh, if I'm a homosexual, I can't accept Islam. If I'm LGBT, I can't accept Islam. No, Islam doesn't close the doors on people. Oh, because I did this and I did that. No, Islam rather opens the doors and invites people to come in. I mean, look at us. We are here Sunday, fine afternoon, talking exactly and inviting towards Islam and removing, hopefully, misconceptions towards Islam. Any other questions that you may have?
Can I just make a correction here? Islam prohibits. Allah does not limit whether you're gay, lesbian. Allah, you can connect yourself to Allah directly. You don't need to. Islam always prohibits. He named them. If you remember, he numbered them. That country.
Are there any questions?
Now, my question is this. There is no more question. Thank you. Can you, my dear exalted friend, name one country, one Islamic country that what you said is practiced there? It's a peaceful Islam there, so that I can go there, I live there, I would never ever come back here. Can you name one country, Islamic country, one Islamic country, name one.
Malaysia.
One. Malaysia, yes? Did you hear what he said? Malaysia, yes? You're not going to change. Yes?
Malaysia is a good Islamic country. There is no perfect Islamic country.
Therefore, nothing should stop you here going there.
Yeah.
Living there.
Yeah, if somebody wants, you can move to Malaysia.
Unhappy
Yes.
living in England to go and live in Malaysia.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Will you do that yourself?
No, hang on a minute.
You see, ladies and gentlemen?
No. Don't try to trick the people.
Yeah.
You said, is there a country
Yes.
that follows Islam,
Yes.
that is an exemplar to Muslims?
Yes.
And I said Malaysia.
That I can live there, yes?
You then added another question,
Yes.
or another suggestion rather.
Yes.
Can you go and live there?
No,
I said yes.
What would it stop you? So nothing stops you, yes?
I'll tell you what's stopping me from
Yes.
living in Malaysia.
Yes.
My family is here.
Okay.
I was born in this country.
Yes.
These are my people. This is
Yes.
what I'm familiar with.
Yes.
I work here.
So-
That whole list of things stops me from
sir.
randomly moving
If you believe
to some
in Allah,
random
you
Muslim
do
country.
Wait a minute. You do your struggle anywhere you can. Struggle, yes? Yours is Allah. Submission. So you can live anywhere you want to.
Yes, I
Because-
can live anywhere I want to.
Exactly. So
Yes.
you can start from the beginning. Why not to go and live in Malaysia?
I can live wherever I want,
No.
but I was born here. This is my land. This is my people, so I will live here.
No, sir.
Are
see,
you on the side of
why
Tommy
are you
Robinson?
So attached? Why are you so
Are you
attached
now
to-
on the
to
side of the far right?
No, sir,
That
you
just
see,
because a country
ad hominem,
identifies
ad
as
hominem
Muslim,
me now.
I'm supposed to somehow move there?
Don't go to ad hominem.
Are you
Ad
now
hominem.
going to tell the Christians that believe that there is another country
No,
that is
Christians
more
don't
Christians than the
believe in
UK,
Allah.
that
Christians-
somehow they are obligated
Sir, you
to
were-
move to the UK, sir?
No, don't ad hominem. Don't go that route.
What's ad hominem? Ad hominem is
Far
me
right.
attacking you.
Yeah, far right. That's
Wait,
what
you're saying
calling me.
far right is an attack?
No, you calling me a
Yeah,
far
is that an
right.
attack on you?
Yes, that's ad hominem.
Okay,
Yes,
so the
that's not
news
correct.
that are calling people far right
You
because
see?
of their political persuasions
Fight.
apparently are doing
Fight.
ad hominem
Wait a
attacks.
minute.
Which,
Wait a minute. Fight, flight, freeze. You can, any psychologist would know. Fight, flight, freeze. This gentleman has chosen to fight now with me, yes?
no.
No.
Islam is
Okay,
a
so
religion
why are
of
you
peace.
saying to me-
I'm here speaking and dialoguing with you.
why-
Your religion might tell you to fight or freeze. My religion tells you the opposite of freeze. Warm.
Warm, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
And not fight. It says come to common terms between us and you. That
So-
we obey none but Allah. That's
So
what
you-
my
you-
religion
You
teaches.
said you were born in this country, yes? When did you become a Muslim?
I was born a Muslim.
How were you born? How? I don't understand.
How was
you
I
as a
born?
Muslim?
Well, there are children here.
Yes.
I don't want to go into details about how, the
no,
conception
you
took place.
say I was born as a Muslim. So did you shout out, "Oh, I am Muslim," when you were a little boy, coming out of the womb? and
No,
all
I
that
think
stuff?
that's a very childish
So
thing
why
to
are you
say.
saying I was born as a Muslim? Clarify this.
Yes, because in Islam we believe in something called the fitrah. The fitrah is the innate. Sir, can I respond to you? We are born on the innate disposition, which means that we are born as Muslims. This is a belief that we as Muslims believe in. In fact, even as secularists, Justin Barrett has and did a study, it's an Oxford study as well, in which he concluded after looking into 20 countries, 40 studies over 3 years, he concluded that people are born with the innate disposition of believing in a God. So as Muslims, we believe that we and you indeed were born believing in a God.
Listen, you can
and
believe
born as a
whatever
Muslim.
you want. That is not true. Don't say it. That doesn't apply to anyone, what he says. So don't appeal on people's
You asked me a
assertions.
question, sir.
No,
I've
because you
responded. Can you move
diverted.
on, please?
I want to know what is it stopping you as a Muslim to go and live in peaceful land of Allah?
Okay,
another land,
he's saying
which
what is
Islamic
stopping me
practice there?
from living in a peaceful land?
Yeah.
I have traveled to a lot of countries,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be honest. As somebody born here, familiar with this culture, I find the UK very peaceful.
Meaning
I find the
provides
UK
security.
something.
UK provides the security. Yes, that's right.
UK
True.
provides the security.
Economic.
UK provides the security subjectively, he asked with regards to me. However, when it comes to female solo travelers,
Yes.
the UK is not safe.
Okay.
Yeah, objectively a study was done,
Right.
sir. Objectively, the study concluded that the city most safe for a female solo traveler is Medina in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
But you're
So in
asking
here-
me subjectively, so subjectively for me,
Yeah.
I am biased towards the UK.
Yeah.
Somebody from Malaysia will be biased towards Malaysia. Somebody from Timbuktu will be biased towards Timbuktu. So, ladies and gentlemen, just because another country may be perceived more secure, more religious, doesn't mean that just because you're a Muslim, you're expected
What
to
he
move there.
says, in other words, he wants everything, including the trimming. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's how you touch them out. Thank you. Appreciate that.
He
Anyway,
also born Muslim too, but he want to die as a non-Muslim.
That's
This
right.
is the problem with it.
so it's my fitra, isn't it? It's my fitra. But I believe, yes, it's my fitra. So I want to die.
You
as
believe
a-
you can fly?
Yes.
Or you believe you can touch the
I
sky?
believe I can fly. Come on, read the rest. Sing the rest.
You might be like the snowman, you might melt.
Okay,
Anyway, I
what's your next
leave
what's your
now.
next point?
No, that's all right.
That's
so
it.
he couldn't answer any country that any Muslim who are unhappy in this country, in this peaceful Christian land, can take their leave peacefully and live in.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
I'm not
If
making claims.
if a Christian in this country
Yeah.
depicts another Christian country as more peaceful, will you tell them to move to that country?
No, because it's not.
No.
The argument.
Another rule for me, another rule for the Christian. If a Jewish
Okay.
person finds another country to be peaceful, are they expected to move there, sir?
500 years
Are they
ago-
expected to
I'll
move
answer
there
you.
as a Jewish person?
500 years ago.
500 years
was
ago,
this country an
there was a
Islam-
little boy
Wait a minute.
who lived in a little cottage
Was
somewhere.
this country an Islamic country or Christian country?
This country.
Yes.
Many years ago, this country was actually, it was colonized by the Germanic people.
Okay. What I'm talking about, answer my question.
I am. I'm telling you this.
500,
England
200.
was colonized by the Germanic people. They were the Europeans.
Never Islamic, never Hindus.
Before the
Never-
Germanics, there was somebody called the Picts. P-I-C-T-S. They didn't believe in God, actually. They were pagans.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you as a Muslim. You say you were born in an Islamic family, which you didn't have choice. Did you have choice?
No, I didn't have a choice to be born in an Islamic family, no.
Okay, so why do you believe in predestined life?
Predestiny.
Yes.
Because predestiny, there's a misconception. It's
All right.
it's somewhat a good question, but it's clouded in misconceptions. Because if I was to ask him, do you believe in determinism or free will? Sir, do you believe in determinism or free will?
Okay, let's define them. What is free will?
You tell me.
No, you asked me. I don't know. I'm asking. what
According to your understanding, you don't know what free will is.
He wants to buy time to think about it. Come on.
I'm not a dictionary. Either you know what it means or you don't.
I said
I'm not
I
going to
don't
define
know.
every
Please
little thing.
clarify. What is free
So I'll
will?
tell you the Islamic perspective.
Yes.
We believe in something called compatibilism. Yeah,
changed it
which
now.
is both determinism
Justification.
and free will.
He's justifying it. Yes.
I'm using justifying. Even according to liberals as well, even according to atheists,
All
you
right.
ask them, there are three schools of thought.
Yeah.
He's going to have to rewind now. There's the deterministic school of thought, free will, and this compatibilistic school of thought as well. Even for the atheists, as Muslims, we also believe in compatibilism. We don't believe in absolute free will.
What is
For example,
compatibilism?
I can stand on
Explain
one
that.
leg,
Explain
no problem.
compatibilism.
That's free will. However, if I
Compatibilism
I
is a
can't
free will,
stand
yes? Wait a
on
minute.
no legs.
No, sir.
That's impossible. I can't randomly start flying because I have the free will, but I can't because the laws of nature prevent me from doing so. That's deterministic. This is free will.
So you don't have a free will. That's what. Yes.
We don't have absolute free will,
Now
sir.
he changed it absolute.
No,
So what-
compatibilism.
Okay, out of 100,
Compatibilism implies the mix of free will and
so
determinism,
pick
sir.
and choose. You see, that's how they justify. Pick
It's
and
a
choose.
valid school of thought,
Yeah, valid
even
school
amongst
of thought.
atheists as well.
Yes.
Anyone who
Atheists.
studied philosophy
Yeah.
will know this, and I can see some people shaking their heads going, this guy
They
just
can
doesn't
shake-
understand
Oh, there you go.
basics of
Ad hominem.
philosophy.
Ad hominem in me again, ladies and gentlemen.
What is
Now,
the ad hominem here?
wait a minute. You're attacking me rather than discussing
No, there are people
about the-
shaking their head. How is that attacking you?
What is it to me? They can shake, they can scratch their back.
Yeah, but how is that ad hominem?
But you telling, you diverting it. It's irrelevant.
That's diverting is not called ad hominem,
Listen,
sir.
okay, I'm not
Ad
getting
hominem
He wants
is a
to run
logical
away.
fallacy in
Yes, he
which
knows.
I'm considered to be attacking him. But me saying somebody else is shaking
Okay,
their
let me
head
ask you.
is a basic objective observation.
Do you
How
have
is that
a
ad
free will,
hominem?
sir? Do you have a free will?
We don't have absolute free
You
will,
don't
and
have
I've told
absolute.
you with
Okay.
regards to compatibilism.
So did you
I would
choose-
suggest
did you choose your sect?
I would suggest you read up on this.
Did you choose your sect?
I would suggest you read up on this and you come back to me
Ah, you see?
with respect.
Okay, Zishan.
Yeah.
What are you talking?
Yes, brother.
I just want to ask the man in the mask,
Yeah.
just in one sentence, what is your message?
He's asked a question. He said in one line, can you
Just in one sentence, what is your message today?
My message.
The gentleman's asked him in one line, what is your message to the people? So he is now going to give his message to the people in one line. You will know what he's about.
Take off the mask. Yeah, we don't need a blind Pinocchio here.
My message is here. This gentleman is not Arab. Are you an Arab person?
No.
Thank you. Confirmation. There you go. This is Arabic Quran. You understand it?
I can read the Quran. You
no,
asked
no,
me,
gentlemen.
you asked
Now
me,
this-
am I an Arab?
This is
No, I
English.
don't understand everything in the
This is
Quran.
an English version
I
of
am
it.
a student of knowledge.
Read any verse you know in English.
Let me tell
that
you what
would
was.
amaze everyone here. Read out any verse you want in English.
Let me first tell you. The Quran that he presented, in there it was talking about the story of Musa alayhi salam. And we
I
all
didn't
know
ask about the story. I asked you to translate.
when it comes to Musa alayhi salam, the story is with regards to Musa alayhi salam, the Bani Israel and Fir'aun. So if he's asking, do I understand everything in the Quran? No. Does the Christian understand everything in the Greek Koine text? No. Does every Jew understand the Hebrew with regards to the Old Testament? No. Am I learning?
I'm
Yes.
challenging a Muslim who claims to know Quran. That's it. Now
I don't. No.
Okay.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is a straw man argument. I never made the claim that I understand every single word in the Quran.
Okay, how
Does
old are
anybody
you?
remember
How
me
old are you,
saying
sir?
that?
How old are you?
That I understand every
How
single
old
word
are
in the
you, sir?
Quran?
How old are you?
No.
How old
This is
are you?
absurd.
How old are you?
Now he's giving me a translation of the
How old are
Quran
you? Zishan.
and now asking me
How old are you,
to read
Zishan?
from the
Zishan,
translation of the
How old are
Quran.
you? How old are you, please?
It doesn't matter how old I am.
Alright, shall
That's
we
got
guess?
nothing to do with the argument.
Is it fair to say 40?
Can we just stick with
One
the
moment.
theology, my friend?
Ladies and gentlemen,
My
40
age,
years.
my age has got
One
nothing
moment.
to do with this.
It has. I'll explain.
No, it doesn't.
40 years. For 40 years, he hasn't
I'm not
been able
40
to
years
learn
old.
this Quran.
I'm much younger than 40 actually.
Years, 40 years. He said
Excuse me,
he was born. He was born as a Muslim.
Brother.
He claims to be an atheist.
40 years. I'm
an
not
atheist.
Don't tell me.
I said you claim to be an
I
atheist.
never claimed that.
Then what do you claim then?
Never claimed.
Hello.
One moment.
Instead of
One
attacking
moment.
him,
What?
the question
Come here. You. Come here. Come here.
Instead of attacking
I'm
him,
never-
I had a very simple question. Please don't attack
We
him.
will go there.
The simple question was, in
I'm
one
not- I'm-
sentence, what is your message?
I've just explained. So the message here is this.
Read Quran, understand Quran, and follow Quran. You
There
get
you go.
salvation.
There
That's
you
what
go.
it
This
is.
gentleman,
Yeah.
would you
yeah.
say he...
This
All
is
right,
what
thank
it is.
you, thank
and
you.
this guy, he got the Quran, he got the translation, he don't understand.
But you
if
understand,
somebody
he's 68.
don't understand the word of Allah subhanahu
There
wa
you
ta'ala,
read.
what he understand. He read. He can read everything. He read himself. He was a Muslim, born Muslim, and he becomes. yeah, read.
Okay,
Read yourself.
okay, you know what? You know what? I was entertaining him before, but you know what? I've had enough. Give me the Quran. I will tell you.
No, in English.
No.
You didn't know this.
No. Well, I was entertaining you. Okay, you guys ready now? Yes. Now let's do it properly. I was playing around with him before. No, wait. You told me to read the Quran. I'm going to read the Quran now.
No, basic.
I'm going to read the Quran now.
Listen.
And ladies and gentlemen,
I know you're taking something. Come here. Listen that now. Come here.
قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Say he is God the one.
Basic. He's reading the basic from childhood. They are
I'm
forced-
reading from the Quran.
No, that is the basic.
Allahu Samad.
Listen.
He is independent.
Who says this? Who is saying
Lam yalid.
Who is saying
Walam yulad. He does not beget, nor is he begotten.
Who is saying it?
Walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. And there is none like unto him.
I can recite without
Let me take
seeing
another
it.
one.
I can
Ladies and gentlemen,
without seeing
why
the
is he
Quran.
getting so triggered?
One
I'm
moment.
doing
I
what
don't
he's
believe
asked me
it.
to do.
Okay.
I am reading the Arabic of the Quran
No.
and I am
He's
translating
reading the
into
very
English.
Basic when they were little.
I
boys
have
and
told
girls.
you.
You don't know the basics. You need to
Now suddenly there's more criteria. He wants me to read other things according to him. He has now turned himself into a real life circus act.
Allow me explain, please.
Can
Many,
I ask
excuse
you
me,
a
please.
question?
One moment.
How old are you?
Many Muslims, non-Arab, they
Alhamdulillah.
have been forced to learn the basic Quran. What he read, what he recited, it was very basic.
Was it from the Quran? Yes. Did I know the meaning? Yes. Did I read it like he asked me to?
Yes. Did anybody force you?
One moment.
No.
Wait.
Yeah.
That verse, even George Galloway would recited it. George Galloway.
George
also
Galloway is a
recited
Muslim as well.
that. Yes.
If George Galloway can recite it, it doesn't mean that his challenge has not been fulfilled.
Okay.
George
You
Galloway
asked
is a
me,
very, very close
I
friend of mine,
delivered.
and a good friend of mine.
Okay.
Very good friend
So-
of mine is George Galloway.
So what does that mean, what you recited? Let's analyze that.
I'm a Bradford man.
Let's analyze that. Sorry.
You asked me to read, sir. I have read from the Quran. Now,
George Galloway.
now, sir, this gentleman asked you a very simple question. He said, summarize your view in one line.
No, he could say a lot of things for himself.
Well,
I'm not
that's very
talking to
disrespectful
you.
to the audience that we have.
Listen, don't, you see, he's trying
What
to
is your belief?
discredit me. He's trying to
I am a
discredit me.
Muslim. What is your belief?
Okay, what is a belief? I don't know what belief is.
He doesn't know what a belief is, ladies and gentlemen. Do you believe in a God?
So you know what belief
Do
is?
you believe in a God?
What is a God?
Yeah, here it is.
We have the wish version of Jordan Peterson here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ignorant person.
When he was asked, do you believe in God? He said, what do you mean by do? What do you mean by you? What do you mean by believe? What do you mean by God?
I answer to you too.
Don't you believe in freedom of speech?
He's asking the question, and I am with utmost honesty answering. Do you know what God is?
Okay, I will tell you.
Tell me.
According to the Quran, the God is an
According
individual,
to this, yes?
an existence that is one, independent,
Yeah.
doesn't beget, nor is he begotten, and there is none like him. Do you believe in this existence?
No. What is it? I
You
know.
don't believe?
What is it?
Yeah, well,
So
No, I'm
you
saying,
don't
what
believe?
is it? What
One
is
second,
it?
one second.
No, no,
So you
don't-
don't
it's
believe in this existence. Do
Listen.
you believe in any of the holy books?
Listen to my
Do
question.
you believe in any of the holy? I've been
He's
answering
running
your.
away. He's running
I've
away.
been answering his challenges.
running away.
I've been answering his questions. Now the time has come for me to ask you.
No, because I'm not making any claims. It is you who
You've
makes
made the
claims.
claim
What did I
that
make?
you don't believe in that
I never
God.
said anything. I never
Didn't
said
the
anything.
gentleman just say
I
he
asked,
rejects that notion of a
define
God?
to me.
Yes.
Yes,
You've made that claim.
Confirmation
Evidence your claim,
bias,
sir.
confirmation bias,
Evidence your
confirmation
claim,
bias.
sir.
No, sir. Sir.
You've made a claim that
Okay.
you don't believe in that God. Evidence. You know what he should have said?
You-
If he came prepared, he should have said, I'm agnostic.
So this is
However, he's fallen into the trap, but now you're going to see him try to modify his stance more into agnosticism. And he's going to do this very slowly, because when you're an atheist, that's a claim, and you have to
I have
justify
never
that
made
claim.
any claim as an so don't talk for
What
me.
were you going to say?
Don't talk
What were you
for
going to
me.
say? Say it, finish your
I've
sentence.
never claimed anything like
Yes,
that.
you just did.
Well, how
You
did
said
I
you
say-
do not believe in the God that I described.
I never said such a thing. I said describe.
Okay, so
define.
you do believe in that God.
Define.
You do believe.
Define the God.
According to the Quran,
Yeah.
he is one, independent, does not beget, nor is he begotten, and there's none like
I
him.
don't understand what that
Do
is.
you accept
I don't
that?
know what that is. What
There
is it?
you go. He's now going towards
When you say
agnosticism.
one,
Playing the fool, he doesn't know.
when you say this
We
one,
could all
Yes.
understand him. Why can't you understand him?
please
We all
wait.
speak English here.
What did you say? Repeat that the first.
He is one.
He said he. He said he.
Yes, I did.
Did you hear that? He.
Yes.
So that's a person. He is a person.
He does not necessarily.
You
Okay.
don't know what ABC stands for.
Listen,
Africa
go
Book
on, you
Leader
stand there.
Shit, man. You
He-
don't know, man. You don't know.
He knows you're weak.
Now
That's
they've
why
got
he's trying to
me.
help you.
Allahu Akbar.
That's an ad
You don't
hominem.
know.
Allahu Akbar. That's it.
That's an ad hominem attack.
Okay. Now,
Why are you throwing ad hominems at me?
listen.
Why are you throwing
He
ad hominems at me?
finds you weak. That's why you interject.
No, it's freedom of
No, no,
speech.
mate, I've
So just
all
because
the way
someone's
from Bradford
apparently, if you
to
exercise your
Scotland.
freedom of speech, you are weak.
But look, you
This-
asked me not to interfere when that gentleman was asking.
That's
your
because he's a
question.
guest. He's also a guest.
But he's not. It's not a question.
from
You've
the
not.
north.
He's a guest. He can do what he wants. I'm not controlling
He's running
him.
away, ladies and gentlemen. This is the.
Apparently, I'm
technical-
supposed to control the audience now.
Right. So did you hear? He said he.
Yes.
He. So this God you describing is
Yes.
a person, yes?
No.
So why you say the
Because
one?
in the Quran,
Yeah.
when he is mentioned or they is mentioned,
Yes.
it's done out of respect and reverence.
Okay.
It's not done because
Says who?
God is
Says
genderless.
who do you must do this out of respect?
The Prophet, peace be upon
Okay,
him.
Prophet had no right to say such a thing. I put it to you. Prove it to me.
The Prophet sent by
Allah.
God had no right.
I would put to
Justify your claim. Prove
no,
it.
okay.
Prove it.
Ask him.
wait
Do you know how
a
many
minute.
prophets are there?
Oh, please, wait.
124,000
Prove it.
We go there.
prophets.
Okay.
You're only talking about one, mate.
Okay.
You need to learn the
All right,
basics.
all right.
124,000.
Okay, over 6 months, yes?
How old are you?
Yes,
Let me
yes,
ask you a
yes,
question.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Listen, you illiterate.
once upon a
How old are
time,
you?
his nose was not
How
long.
old are you? I wanna ask you a
Listen.
question.
From constant lying, his nose has become longer and longer.
Muslims,
I'm sure you understand
Pinocchio's been
Pinocchio.
lost.
listen.
You
The
Pinocchio's
Disney
been
notion of
lost.
Pinocchio.
Help him. You know he's weak. That's what you're doing this, yes?
Again, another ad
Yes or no?
hominem.
Pinocchio, your nose is growing.
All right, thank you. Because I read Quran. That's
Big
fine. Thank you.
nose.
Put it here.
That's disrespectful.
Why? Why is
I think that's
disrespectful?
beyond you. That's
Why?
below the
Why?
belt.
Let me
Tell
ask
me
you
why
a
is it
question.
disrespectful?
How
Anything
old
you
are
can
you?
disrespect whenever you
Yes.
want. No one can ask you why.
Yes.
Anytime someone strings a sentence together,
Yes.
oh, tell me what I means.
Yeah,
Tell me what
exactly.
am means.
Tell me,
Tell me
yes.
what sky means. Tell me
Because
what
you consider to
said.
be
You said you're the
educated,
big
sir.
nose of London. What does big
He's not
mean?
educated as
Define
you.
big.
I'm not educated.
Define big.
Exactly.
nowhere
sir.
Define
He's
nose.
educated. He knows what he's
Define
talking about.
London.
Of course he does.
Yes.
But you
Define
don't
big.
understand it. You don't understand ABC, mate.
He has answered all your questions.
Yes.
He is a Muslim.
You
see,
and
he
you
also
hang on,
found
hang
out you're
on, hang
weak.
on. You have come with 2 Qurans.
Yes.
And you're telling all the brothers that you
Yes.
are a Muslim.
Yes.
He has answered all of your
No,
questions.
he hasn't.
One
That's
sec,
the
one sec,
problem.
one
Are you
sec.
a Muslim?
That
One
is the
sec.
problem.
Just
He
tell us
hasn't
in
answered.
one sentence what he has said wrong.
I'm putting it to
In
you.
one sentence.
What he has said wrong.
Yeah, one
He
sentence.
said yes? He says Allah says, he says Muhammad says that out of respect, we have to, I'm saying prove it to me. This is the word of Allah, yes? Allah should give the authority to Muhammad in this book, say these things for me, on my behalf. Where does it say Allah, Muhammad can give hadith? Where?
أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا
No,
الرسول.
what does that mean? Atiyullah, what is it?
It means obey Allah and obey the
Okay,
messenger.
obey. Did you hear he said obey, ladies and gentlemen, obey. What does that obey mean? Obey, what does it mean? Do as you're told. Do as you're told. Just like that, you see? That's their explanation. So why Allah could not clarify that I, as an Allah, your God, give the authority to Muhammad to follow his path? Where does it say here?
So, ladies and gentlemen, he has refuted himself in this argument.
Okay,
He says that this is the book of Allah. And in the book of Allah, he wants the saying of the prophets in here as well. He's saying, show me from this book. I've already answered this question, where we are being told to follow the messenger as well. Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul. Obey Allah and obey the messenger.
Yeah.
We're told he is unhappy with that answer. He's unhappy with that answer.
Okay.
What answer exactly are you looking for?
So is Allah's word has more weight than Muhammad? Who is
Who is the Prophet Muhammad that you're referring to?
Listen, don't go that route. Don't go. He
doesn't like it now.
Exactly.
Allahu Akbar!
There you
Allahu
go.
Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's
He
how
said, there you go. What does there mean?
There
Tell them,
means-
don't trick the audience. What does there mean?
There
What does
you
you
go
mean?
means, you see, that
What
man-
does go mean?
that man has to.
What does that mean? What does that mean? And what does man mean? You said that man. What does that
I
mean?
said, there you go. You see that man.
And what does there mean?
I'm explaining to you.
What does explaining mean?
Explain when you.
He doesn't like it, does he?
When your knees start to shake, that's what you can.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu
Okay, what
Akbar!
does that mean? What does that mean?
Listen, let's explain it to you again.
Thank you.
What does that mean?
What does
Allah's
it
the
mean?
greatest. He spoke, we all understood him, apart from you.
Thank you.
So who's the dumb
So
one?
make me understand then if you have.
How old are you?
I
You asking this gentleman a question, I'm going to ask you. How old are you?
I don't know.
He doesn't know how old he is.
That's a very good
So,
question.
sir.
Right.
Do you know who your father is?
Oh. You see, now he's turning it to his.
I didn't hear a name, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
he couldn't answer his book. I'm holding it up. Who can defend this book? He couldn't. So, is this the word of Allah? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
What do you mean by is?
Yes.
What do you mean by this?
You're all saying yes.
This. Zalika al-kitabu la rayba fihi. Is this the
Ladies
word
and
of
gentlemen, I
Allah?
had this debate with him last time. It's online. You can watch it.
Yes.
It's been done. It's been done.
No.
Yeah, same
He
things,
now knows.
same arguments again and again
I've
and
never done
again.
this argument with you. Is
And
this the
because
word
he
of
lost
Allah?
online, he's now come back again.
Why can't you say yes?
It's absolutely embarrassing.
No, don't.
Assalamu alaikum, bro. Come forward.
Physically, of course. And
That's very
many-
divisive language. I don't think you should be
many
using that
like
sort of language.
I, the big nose of London, have tamed them. I have tamed this gentleman. You see, he's running away
Let's
now.
speak to some people
But
that
you
are
see, that's
that
how
have
it is. The big
basic
nose
understanding of the English language. They won't ask me what every single word means in a sentence. Hopefully, primary school, you know, typically does that sort of teaching, but I think you need to go to primary school, honestly.
So my mask is interfering with you, huh?
I can barely hear what you're saying for that big nose.
Oh, so you can watch it. Don't worry, you can watch it. on
Said he
the
can
video.
barely hear you.
I can barely hear you.
So Zishan.
I think for the nature of your message,
Yes. I never
think
had a message to give.
his point is pretty commonsensical, to be honest.
Look, he's trying to discredit me. Come on. That's what you resort
He hasn't.
to always.
You've discredited yourself
How
by
have I
this
done it?
by
How?
this discussion,
Sir,
by pleading ignorance
he
to
knew,
everything.
He knew when this
You're
question
pleading
would come.
ignorance to everything.
Sir,
You're pleading ignorance to basic words in the English
that is
language.
exactly my point.
You're playing semantics.
You say you were
That's-
born here.
That's
your
a very
excuse.
lame form
if
of
you're
argumentation.
An honest man, if you're an
It's a
honest
very
man,
lame form of argumentation.
if he's an honest man, oh, who do we have here, ladies and gentlemen?
Ah, you're right.
Hello, sir.
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Oh, you're right.
The big nose of London.
How are you?
How are you, sir?
How are
I
you,
haven't
bro?
seen for ages.
Yeah?
Oh, very
You're
nice.
looking
You
good.
can talk.
Do I?
Alhamdulillah. Come on.
Oh, who do we have here, ladies and gentlemen?
Okay.
What are you doing, man? I've come all the way from Rappin. I've been watching
Mr. Hijab.
How are you? Okay. How can I help? Well, why are you wearing this?
Hijab. He's gonna waste your time.
Oh, is he?
Complete
How
clown.
am I going to waste your time?
What's his,
You see,
He doesn't understand basics of the English language.
both of them know
He's
me.
just going
He's
to-
already studied me as well.
I don't know you.
Yes, you do. You have studied me. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Pointless. It's gonna be a complete waste of time. Complete.
Zishan.
He's worse than Jordan Peterson. Everything you say, you know Jordan Peterson's, when you
We
asked
have
him,
spoken to
do you
him.
believe in God? What do you mean by do? What do you mean by?
okay.
He's on that flex.
So, but he's advanced. He should be able to answer, shouldn't you?
I'm not advanced.
What are you?
I'm expert level, brother.
Take him around the pros.
So what do you need?
Sorry?
What did you want?
Okay, thank you.
Let's give him some.
Let's
What
get
should we
some-
say? 10 minutes for him?
Yeah, that's
We
it.
up
say
to
that,
you.
we say that, but then it usually goes.
You've got to put this
goes
guy on a
longer,
strict
isn't it?
timer.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Long time, brother. Good to see you again, bro. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? MashaAllah, you're right. So tell me.
Yeah.
what do
Pass
you
it on.
want?
Pass it on.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Why is he wearing all of these things?
Because he's, I think, Iranian,
Don't say things you don't know.
ex-Muslim,
It's Zishan.
atheist.